Mic check, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Here I am. Okay, so here we are with another episode of First Year on T. It's your boy D, and I just think that that's a great intro. It has been a while since I have uploaded. I would say like a month or so. But I'm glad to get into the fray and doing these pretty regularly. But this one's gonna be a little longer, so I'm catching up here with all my other fellow guys out there. Just do a little update. So life's been pretty rough. December hasn't been a pretty difficult time for me thus far. I went back home in the beginning of the month for a Sweet 16, and it was pretty rough because it's been my first time back home since moving to Seattle in July, and then also just my first time back home since starting my medical transition as well, so that was really difficult. People didn't really just grasp the whole idea of it, or I feel like the effort was not where I thought it would be. Like, I expected a little bit more, but I also am now, like, realizing that it's taking time. You know, it's going to take time, and they're trying. I can't say that they're not. But yeah, so that is update, and that's kind of like what's been going on with me. But here we are, and now it's the beginning of December. Today's what? The 16th, technically the 17th, because it's pretty late right now. I'm recording. And on Christmas, it'll actually be officially 3 months on T for me. I'm not really having much update changes yet. My voice is doing a little funky, scratchy squeakiness. There's little bits of hair like growing on my tummy, but I'm just kind of going with the flow and just really excited for any changes that are coming up. But I know that we've got some questions here, some topics for this week. I'm actually combining week 1 and 2 together, and getting some extra time with you guys since I am a little behind. So let's take a look at what we got. Alright, here we are with question number 1. Now, fears and expectations that come with testosterone. It was pretty hard, kind of just starting out and bringing it up, because I initially didn't think that I would ever come to a point where I was going to medically transition. Living back east, it was just not something that seemed feasible in my mind. The medical coverage that I had was lacking, and it just didn't seem like it fit. It didn't make sense. It was just not an identity that I felt most comfortable with until, I feel like there was a point where I actually did more soul searching within the last year or so, and then it just made more sense to feel comfortable in my own shoes, to feel comfortable in my own body. So I guess it was just more like the whole physical change. We don't know what's going to happen, what's going to take place. It's just an adjustment where I had my identity and then just decided I wanted to medically transition. So that was just that's been like people are kind of like taking a step back, and it's been harder for a lot of folks to kind of just get used to. But like, it's just, I don't know, it's just like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat things. This is just how it is. You just gotta take it for what it is. So that's been a lot of like backlash, I guess I get. But I know with my girlfriend, there was a kind of situation when we were kind of weighing out the side effects of testosterone, and one of them being the whole infertility thing, and just losing that. She was worried just because, you know, we wanted to start a family at some point, and now we kind of just lose that whole aspect because it could potentially make me infertile. You know, like, so it was difficult, but it was definitely a hurdle that we had to get over in the beginning. And I think every day comes with really good excitement because I feel like I'm changing every day. Like, I can feel my voice being weird, or, you know, like little bits of hair growth here and there, or, you know, like the other sexual changes, like those are pretty prominent. But like, I think when it comes to expectations, especially within the first year, we really have to be patient within ourselves because we're not going to see that much happen within the first year. Like, yeah, we're going to see changes. Yeah, there's things that's going to happen, but just like with puberty, with anyone, going through puberty, it's like 1 year is not an ample amount of time, and we really got to be patient with ourselves, with each other, because so much is going to happen after the fact. Like, yeah, so much is going to happen within the first year, like, granted, but I think just keeping an open mind and just kind of going with the flow because everyone's different, and, you know, just live your experience it to the fullest, and just be happy for what you got. Alright, question number 2. So, I actually have testosterone injection that I take weekly, intramuscular, so that is an IM injection. We don't talk about dosage because, you know, everybody is different, but that's just the route that I decided to take because it just makes sense to me. I take medications on the daily, and I would hate to add another medication to my daily list because it's not a lot, but it just feels like a lot, and just adding something else to the daily list is just like, I'm not really feeling it. So I decided to go through the injection route. I don't have a fear of needles or anything like that, so it just made sense. Now, when it comes to like the process of getting the testosterone, I say I've had great luck, and it's been wonderful. I got really lucky with just the healthcare out here in the state of Washington. You know, I have Medicaid, just strictly, you know, the state insurance, because I came here with nothing, essentially, from Pennsylvania back in July, and it's just been so helpful, actually. Like, it's covered, you know, like, through Medicaid, transgender health is covered, because it is seen as just any other everyday medication, like, you know, whether it be blood pressure meds, whether it be mental health meds, whether anything like that. It's just seen as part of your treatment to help battle whatever it may be going, whether it be your body dysphoria, gender dysphoria. You know, that essentially is one way to get treatment, and a lot of folks, you know, decide to go through HRT, and the state of Washington really helps for those people who decide to do that, and I have been reaping those benefits as well, honestly. So it really all just took going to the doctor, talking about my transition, getting that relationship established, and starting the process, honestly. The next step was getting my blood work, seeing what my levels were like prior to, so pre-T, and then kind of just setting a like step-by-step plan to get us to a therapeutic base level for testosterone in a man a person, not even, who just generates testosterone already through their own body. So it was just very simple. I say within like 3 or 4 weeks at the most, from start to finish, initial visit to my visit, going in with a nurse and being trained how to inject myself with my testosterone. It was such a small period of time. I didn't really have to wait very long, so I really, really did reap the benefit here. Are there any tips or tricks? I think staying calm is really important. If you're nervous, muscles tend to tense up, and it just makes it an uncomfortable situation. Doing it at the same time every week helps with those highs and lows. If those folks out there have any like mood changes and things like that. I'm lucky I haven't really had, although I do notice I do get kind of impatient near the ends of my weeks, but it definitely helps to do it around the same time of day. Have a sharps container. I mean, be clean, be hygienic. This is still something that you're injecting into your body, and just be clean about it. Be careful. But I mean, just staying calm is really like the easiest way to go about it. And then once you start doing it weekly, it just becomes so normal. You kind of get over the fact at some point. But I know that that's not the case for everybody. But for me myself, I felt like it didn't seem so daunting. After a while, it just seems like, oh, okay, it's tea day, so it's just something that it's normal. It happens, and then it's just gonna keep getting more and more regular, because this is a lifelong journey. You're on tea for the rest of your life, unless you decide at any point you want to change that. So it gets super regular, and I mean, with me myself, I don't really have any like fear or like I don't get any anxiety or anything like that from injecting myself. But that's definitely like I get excited, every week I celebrate it. So it's like, one more week on tea, and it's so great. So that's first half of December. I will be back with you guys next week with another set of questions and some more updates on my first year of tea. So see you guys soon. Bye.